right, lineup is set. Sean Baker, Gary Grenier going to lead him down to chief starter Scotty Frazier's green. 30 laps of distance in Liz Paradise Memorial. LNW Auto 6 shooters, always full contact and full of excitement. And another strong field on hand today. Heavy hitters mired deep in traffic after the invert. Green flag in the air, 6 shooters underway. Grenier gets the jump on the outside of Baker. Baker fights back on the bottom side, down into turns 1 and 2, still side by side for the top spot. Down the back straightaway, Sean Baker gets the advantage down low. Gary Grenier fighting tough on the outside groove. Grenier up high, sideways, Baker down low, sideways. Who's going to lead lap number 1? Grenier sideways, it's going to be Sean Baker at the line. 3 wide for the second spot. Look at Sugar Shane Horvath. Horvath mixing it up down through the dirt one more time. Cody Hodgson on the outside groove right there in the 4th spot. Here comes Jamie Holland in the 8 car. Field stacking up behind your leaders. Travis Hollins into some trouble in car number 07. He keeps it rolling. Kyle Ogovich in trouble, and he stopped. Caution flag on the field. Woo, now we're mixing it up down in turns 1 and 2. Knowles and Holland into it. Caution. They were wrecking after the caution. Everybody's still rolling, it looks like. Few cars going down pit road. Cody Hodgson, the 8, Holland down pit road. 22 of Knowles down pit road as well. So that was after the caution flag had flown for the 17 of Kyle Ogovich. Back on the racetrack in the 17 as well. Green flag back in the air. LNW Auto 6 shooter Liz Paradise Memorial back underway. Once again, a nice even start down into turns 1 and 2. Baker gets the jump. Here comes Shane Horvath now. Horvath down in East Grenier, but Grenier muscling back to the outside groove. Gary Grenier not going down without a fight on the outside. Car number 43 gets a good run into turns 3 and 4. Almost pulls even with Baker through the corner. Now down the front straightaway. Baker's going to lead lap number 3. Look at this racing in the LNW Auto 6 shooters. Looks like Talladega plate racing. Down the back straightaway, they're all hounding the 94 of Sean Baker. Jason Hodgson thought about going low that time. Sugar Shane into Baker. Now Shane Horvath to the bottom side down the front straightaway. The battles for the top spot. Shane Horvath had to back out of it as Baker didn't give him much room, but now Baker goes way up the racetrack and opens the door wide open for Shane Horvath. Down the back straightaway now Hodgson looks low on Horvath. Horvath doesn't have a chance to get down. New leader going to be car number 31, Jason Hodgson, just like that down the front straightaway. Field scrambling behind him. Now Horvath is into it. Look at Scott Byron 4 wide for a moment. Fishpansky's around. Oh, we got big trouble. The 17 of Ogovich. Shane Horvath down pit lane. Wow, big trouble there. Ogovich in the 17 involved. The 29 of Fishpansky back underway. Track safety workers cleaning up the rubble over there at the exit of turn number 2. So now Lowbuck racing front row, Jason Hodgson and Joe Roberts Jr. in the 08. Scott Byron just like that in the 57 up to third. Five down, 25 remain for the LNW Auto 6-shooter Liz Paradise Memorial. Jason Hodgson in the 31, Joe Roberts Jr. outside, Randy Washburn third, Scott Byron fourth, and Sean Baker fifth. Green flag set to fly, green flag back in the air, we're back underway. Serious takeoff power for the 31 of Jason Hodgson. He brings the 36 of Randy Washburn up into the second spot. Joe Roberts back to third, battles for fourth now. Sean Baker down low in the 94. Now Joe Roberts in the 08 into Randy Washburn. Washburn hangs on to it. Look at the battle going on behind them for the fourth spot. Sean Baker down low. Scott Byron up high in the 57. Travis Hollins right in the mix in the 07. Then early front runner Gary Grenier. Michelle Fish-Pansky right behind them working the outside on the 22 of Knowles. Now Hollins into the 94 Baker and spins him right around. Travis Hollins in the 07 into Sean Baker. Baker's back underway for the moment. Now he's going to come to a stop. And the caution flag will fly. Sean Baker around. So the LNW Auto 6-shooters having some trouble getting going here. And courtesy of that spin out, the 07 of Travis Hollins will go to the rear of the field. Got into him, never lifted, and turned him right around, so the consequence is tail. Goes to the rear in the 07. Green flag back in the air. Hodgson gets the jump. Joe Roberts Jr. now down underneath Randy Washburn down the back straightaway. He's going to break Michelle Fish-Pansky with him in the 29. Fish-Pansky muscles her way by Randy Washburn. Moves herself up into the third spot. Lowbuck's racing top two. Jason Hodgson in the 31. Joe Roberts Jr. in the 08. Michelle Fish-Pansky up to third. Randy Washburn fourth, and Scott Byron's on a nice run in the fifth spot, car number 57. Right behind them, making his trek from the rear of the field, back up into the sixth spot now. Keep an eye on that white 10 of Anthony Belfiore. He brings Kyle Ogovich with him in car number 17. Battle shaping up for the third spot now. Randy Washburn working the rear bumper of Michelle Fish-Pansky, trying to find a way by. Up front, Jason Hodgson starting to open up a pretty good advantage over his teammate Joe Roberts in the 08. Michelle Fish-Pansky and Ryan Pitkins normal ride, runs third in the 29, but the 36 of Randy Washburn all over her. Scott Byron right there as well. Not too far back to Belfiore and Kyle Ogovich battling it out for the sixth spot. Now Kyle Ogovich looks low on Belfiore. Belfiore slams the door shut, hangs onto it for the moment. Now battle for third, once again shaping up. Randy Washburn hounding Michelle Fish-Pansky, trying to find a way by. Down the back straightaway, they go by the lap car. Brandon Washburn. Washburn stays to the top side of the racing surface, gives the leaders plenty of room to go by. Battle heating up from third on back between Fish-Pansky and Washburn, and then Kyle Ogovich and the 10 of Anthony Belfiore battling for sixth. Now Ogridge able to get underneath Belfiore side by side for the 6th spot down the back straightaway. Give the 6th spot to Kyle Ogridge in car number 17. Brandon Washburn with trouble down the back straightaway. Looks like he's heading pit side in car number 49 New Hampshire, and he will. Anthony Belfiore settles behind Kyle Ogridge now. Has to go back to work to try to get that spot back away from Ogridge. Halfway home this time by 15, down 15 to go, and it's all Jason Hodgson at the front in car number 31. Best battle right now is for the 3rd spot. Randy Washburn sneaks to the bottom side on Fishpansky. Fishpansky able to shake him for the moment. 5 cars in a line battling for the 3rd spot. Now once again Washburn looks low through the rumble strips, trying to find a way underneath Fishpansky. Battle for the 6th spot once again between the 10 of Anthony Belfiore and the 17 of Ogridge. That time Ogridge opened up the bottom side. Belfiore takes the 6th spot back away from Ogridge. Scott Byron still having a good run in the 57. Now Anthony Belfiore muscles his way to the bottom side on Byron down the back straightaway. Smoke starting to come out of that 10 car as he tries to find a way by Byron and into the 5th spot. Belfiore now down underneath Byron. They make a little bit of contact down the front straightaway. Byron trying to hold off Belfiore. Belfiore muscles his way to the bottom side that time. Kyle Ogridge thinks about the top side. Good hard racing from 3rd on back. Give the 5th spot now to the 10 of Anthony Belfiore. As he gets down underneath Byron, they go around Tyler Brown in the lap car. Brown down through the grass to stay out of the way of the battles up front. Meanwhile, up front, Hodgson is absolutely gone from Joe Roberts Jr. Roberts Jr. under the 2nd spot. Carlisle Baker next to go a lap down, and they are battling for the 3rd spot. Randy Washburn now gets to the bottom side of Fishpansky down the front straightaway. Lap traffic going to make him have to back out of it, I do believe. Washburn is there now. Rawk and Randy trying to close out the season with another podium finish in the 36 car. As multiple looks underneath Fishpansky has been unable to get the job done thus far. Anthony Belfiore trying to reel those two in car number 10 and put himself into a podium finish here as he is running the usual Nate McLaren, white number 10. Ogridge now up in the 6th spot, car number 17. Now Randy Washburn finally muscles his way down underneath Fishpansky, pushes her up the racetrack and takes the 3rd spot away. Randy Washburn was working all race long to try to find a way by Fishpansky. Smoke really starting to pour out of Belfiore's ride now, and he's got trouble. Anthony Belfiore looks like the car finally gave out on him in car number 10. Tough break for him as he was starting to reel in that battle for the 3rd spot. Belfiore getting off the racetrack. He's going to pull it down in the infield and not cause a caution. Or he will cause a caution. Wanted to check the racing surface, make sure there's no fluid. All right, Jason Hodgson, Joe Roberts Jr. Front row, Randy Washburn, Michelle Fishpansky, row number 2, Kyle Ogridge round of the top 5. Green flag back in the air, Liz Paradise Memorial back underway. That time Randy Washburn got a good start. Look at Washburn now. Rocking Randy Washburn to the bottom side on Joe Roberts down the back straightaway. Side by side for spot number 2, and Randy Washburn's going to muscle his way down underneath Roberts. Michelle Fishpansky going to try to follow suit. Up front, Jason Hodgson already running away from the rest of the pack, but they battle behind him between Randy Washburn and Joe Roberts Jr. in the 08. Down the back straightaway, give the 2nd spot to Farmington, New Hampshire driver Rockin' Randy Washburn. Joe Roberts gives him a little bit of a bump. Now they're playing bumper cars. Roberts Jr. is sideways. Fishpansky's into it. They're rubbing down the front straightaway. Smoke billowing. Who's going to take the 3rd spot? Roberts somehow able to fend off Fishpansky. Fishpansky going to go right back to work on the rear bumper of Joe Roberts down the backstretch. 3 wide down the back straightaway. Knowles, Horvath, and Scott Byron. Everybody makes it through the corner thus far. Now Sean Baker and Travis Hollins into it one more time. Keep an eye on those two. Baker not happy with what Hollins did to him earlier in the race, trying to give him some payback now as they race 3 wide through turns 1 and 2. 2 laps to go at the line this time by, and it is all Jason Hodgson. There is full contact racing going on further back in the pack between Byron, Baker, and Hollins. Keep an eye on them as well. White flag in the air this time by final trip around. Hodgson can pretty much shut the car off and coast to victory here in car number 31. Has not been challenged at all this whole race. Now Kyle Ogovich into Fishpansky. Fishpansky sideways. Ogovich almost finishes her. Fishpansky stays on the gas and keeps the position. Checkered flag in the air. Your winner, the Liz Paradise Memorial, gonna go to Jason Hodgson. Second will go to Randy Washburn. Third to Joe Roberts. Michelle Fishpansky holds on for 4th. 5th, Kyle Ogovich. That one was rough and tumble for the L&W Auto 6 shooters. We'll head trackside. All right. Down here in L&W Auto 6 shooter victory lane. How about a nice round of applause for your winner today, car number 31, Jason Hodgson. Again, a quick picture with track photographer Rich Hayes. Well, Jason, you weren't challenged very much in that one. You got out front early and never looked back. They were racing hard behind you, and it's just what you needed to close out the season with another W.
Yeah, I'll take another W. That's 5 for the year. I'm proud of this whole crew right here. I wish Ryan would have been here. Mike's up there. Appreciate everybody. Tim's Truck Capital, Patriot Pizza, and Union Used Auto Parts.
All right, your winner today on Howler Day, the Liz Paradise Memorial, goes to the 31, Jason Hodgson. And this guy worked his rear end off trying to get this car up into another podium finish. How about a nice round of applause, Farmington, New Hampshire driver Rawk and Randy Washburn. Well, Randy, you and Michelle had a good race for 3rd, and then you got that restart. You said, I'm going for 2nd, and you get another solid podium to close out the year.
This is fun, man. I want to tell you, that's all I can say. Thank this whole place for letting me be here this summer.
All right, we all know Randy had some fun, and you're just going to thank the people that make it possible for you?
Anybody that helps me work on the car when they show up.
All right, 2nd spot, Randy Washburn in the 36. And closing out the podium, one more big round of applause, the 08, Joe Roberts Jr. Well, Joe, you guys always have the loudest cheering section, and you put on another good show today. You and Randy had some rough and tumble racing, and that's what the crowd likes to see, and you finished the year with a 3rd place.
Yeah, I just like to thank everybody that comes out, Star Speedway, the Low Bucks Racing team, and everybody just for putting on good shows down here. Thank you, guys.
All right, 3rd spot, Joe Roberts Jr. in car 08.